Hi, and welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Great to have each and every one of you. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you can get email notifications of new videos when I upload them, and I upload all the time. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support and your presence. And don't forget, give me a thumbs up and share this with someone who might need inspiration. Okay? Down below is everything you need to know about me, how to reach me, my website, and I'm tweaking it. So by next week, it'll look a little different than it does today. In the meantime, I hope all of you are healthy. I hope that everything is going well in your world and that you are truly, truly, truly practicing what we've been talking about, which is getting ready for spring. It is around the corner. And so we're going to talk today about some things that are coming up astrologically. All right, but first we're going to clear the air. Okay? All right, so we're going to invite in the angels by doing the heart link. Angels, please accept my heart link invitation and join your energy with mine. Surround me, guide me, protect me, and inspire me as you bring in what is for the highest good and highest healing of all. We're also going to invite in the energy of the archangels. We're going to bring in the energy of the ascended masters. We're going to bring in the energy of our own spiritual teams. We're going to bring in the energy of spirit. We're bringing in the energy of our guardian angels. We're also bringing in the energy of the ancestors. And we're bringing in the energy of benevolent beings from all space and time. All right, we're going to come into this reading. Angels, we thank you for all that you are. We thank you for all that you do. Angels, we thank you for our many, many, many blessings. And we're so grateful and thankful that you are a part of our world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's get started with the reading. As always, I show you which decks I use in case you have them. You can pull them and maybe you'll get further inspiration. We're going to start off with Tony Carmon Salerno's deck, Angels, Gods, and Goddesses. We're also going to be using my old favorite, Angel Answers by Radley Valentine. And we're going to also, where did it go? She had another card here. Huh. Okay. Maybe it, oh, there it is. It fell on the floor. I knew I saw it. We also have a message from Archangel Michael. Okay, and we know Archangel Michael is all about protecting us, keeping us safe, and making sure that we are watched over. Call on Archangel Michael when you feel fears starting to rise, when you feel yourself getting triggered. Ask Archangel Michael to cut that energy away from you. If you feel like it isn't your energy, ask Archangel Michael to cut away all energies that are not yours. Now, one way you can do it for yourself is to imagine that, first of all, get calm. Now, ground yourself. Remember, left hand on the right knee, right hand on the left knee. Sit, breathe with that, and allow yourself just to come to a place of calm. Or you can sit and do the heart link, and you don't have to say anything. Just sit there and breathe. But remember, that's important to breathe, because we don't realize how often during the course of a day that we hold our breath. We don't realize that. And what that does is when we hold our breath, it causes us to not bring in the oxygen that we so desperately need at a point in time. Okay? So, what I'd like you to do is Take a deep breath. Okay? Now, imagine, we're going to use our imaginations, which is great because we're in Pisces season, and Saturday is the new moon in Pisces, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. And this is all about using your imagination, letting it grow. It's a great time to manifest exactly what you're really, truly, truly, truly desiring. And I know you keep hearing that every single month. And the reason that I drive that point home is that the planets, the angels, the universe is lining up the energies to help you go forward, manifest, reap the rewards of life, reap the joy of life, bring in all the good stuff of life, and allow yourself the opportunity to begin to truly, truly, truly embrace who you are today. Not the person you used to be, but embrace who you are. The reason I bring that up is we come into this world alone, we will die alone. You are the most magnificent, unique being on this planet. You will find it very difficult to have a good, strong, healthy, loving relationship with someone else until you can truly love, embrace the person that you are. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I did a pre-shuffle and I've already picked the cards. And the first card that came out is the Angel of Families. Okay? And on the card, and I'm going to put my glasses on for the fine print, it says, the angels surround both you and your family at this moment. Judging from the other cards that are coming up, there is a family situation that is in need of healing. There is a family situation that is coming up that is requiring us to really focus. Because of the three beings on this card, it could be three people, and the healing can be brought by just for a moment. If you're having a disagreement with someone, imagine that they're standing in front of you. You don't have to call them, you don't have to tell them, you don't have to explain this to them. But you can also just look at them and shower them with love. Bring love around the two of you, or the three of you, or the four of you, or how many ever there are of you. Just bring in love energy and imagine that all of you are being embraced at this time. Okay? And allow for that feeling to grow and grow and grow. Oh, I know where I was going. We were talking about Archangel Michael. Hello, Carolyn. How to cut cords with someone else. That's what we're going to talk about. Imagine Michael, okay, you've done the grounding, you're centered, you're doing well. I'm so sorry. Imagine Michael is standing in front of you. And when Michael's presence shows up, it's like Michael swallows up the entire room. That's how big his presence is. And imagine at that moment that Michael is standing in front of you. And when we see pictures of Michael, Michael has a beautiful sword. Show you Michael's statue. It's right here on my desk. So we see Michael has this, where's my pointer? I just saw it. It's hiding. Michael has this amazing sword right here. And that's part of Michael's, the fabric of Michael. Because Michael is all about protecting us. As Michael is standing in front of you, just stand like a gingerbread man with your arms out, your feet apart, and ask Michael to remove all energetic cords that are connected to you. And allow Michael to trace you like a gingerbread, down one arm, come up under the other arm, down that side, up through our legs, down the other side, then do the outer leg and come up under the arm and back to the top. And then go down the back, imagining it and coming up to the front. And then just take this sword and hand it back to Michael, or thank Michael if you didn't choose to take the sword. So there's two ways you can do it. You can have Michael cut your cords, or you can ask Michael, can I borrow your sword so that I can cut the energetic cords? Now, what are energetic cords? Every day, each and every day, we walk through different energy patterns. We walk through different energetic vibrations. And as we're walking through them, we're picking up other people's energy. We're also picking up the energy of that environment. We're picking up the energy of the lighting. We're picking up the energy of everything that is surrounding you throughout the course of a day. You bring that home with you. And if you haven't left your house, you're picking up all the energy that's in your home. At some point in time, it can feel overwhelming. If you've been on the phone talking to someone, your energies can get engaged. When that starts to happen, it can begin to be draining on you. When it starts to feel draining on you, it is best for you to step back and really start to look at how you would like to engage with this person in the future. But for now, start to cut those cords. Another way to cut the cords is using salt in your bath water. Just take a handful, throw it in there, won't hurt anything. In fact, it'll help clean out the pipes. And you can also do this in the shower. After you've soaked up and everything, take a little salt in your hand and just scrub it over your body, as in avoiding all gentle parts and your face, because we don't want to scratch them. But getting rid of that energy, that extra energy, it is so freeing. If you don't and you hold on to it, what tends to happen is first there's discomfort, followed by dis-ease. And that's when we start to get into that murky, murky, murky water. So in order for everyone to maintain optimum health, practice energy cord cutting. And you can do that anytime, any day. You can even just imagine it happening in your mind. And then protect yourself with white light. Ask Michael to surround you in the white light of protection. Okay? Or the golden light of protection. Or whatever your favorite color is. It can be the pink light of protection. They're all very powerful lights. And the vibration will keep other toxic things away from you. And toxic relationships. Okay? All right. So now let's get into the reading. I'm so sorry. Got spacey there for a minute. But you know what? That's kind of like Pisces energy. Pisces energy, because it is a water sign, can be very emotional, can be very spacey, can be very much on the page of a time of dreaminess, where we get into our imaginations and where we really just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I have a few notes about this particular new moon. So, I said it's a great time for you to get lost in your imagination. Great time to manifest what you really wish to have. The new moon starts the new moon is March 13th at 2:23 a.m. Pacific time. And what it really is important to note is that this is the end of the astrological calendar. It's the end of the astrological year, because Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. So what is happening is we're getting ready for new beginnings. We have March 20th coming up with spring, followed by the full moon that's going to be coming up. But before that full moon, we get into Aries, the beginning of the astrological calendar. And for many, they see it as the new year versus January 1. They see that the beginning of Aries, which happens on March 21st, as the beginning of the astrological year. Now, also this weekend, not only do we have the new moon on March 13th, we also are turning our clocks. What are we doing this Sunday? Springing forward. Remember, in the fall, it's fall back. In the spring, it's spring forward. So we will go forward by an hour. Now, some people feel like, oh, when I give up an hour, we're technically not giving it up because it's a balance there. You sprang, you fell back in the fall. So my ears are itching because someone doesn't want to hear something that's coming up. Pisces is a very cathartic season. It's truly a time to let go, because think about it. Pisces is the two fish. What are they doing? Swimming in water. What can we do in water? We can release and let go. And Pisces love to dance and be creative and do all kinds of fun things. They often seek balance because it's kind of difficult to always be creative and just wanting to have fun and also to settle down into life. We have something else going on this weekend. We have the Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Neptune all in Pisces. So it's a great time for us to take care of ourselves, to be romantic, to dream, to rest, to meditate, to just be in the flow of life and allow life to happen. Now, the new moon energies will start on Thursday, which is when you'll be getting this reading. And they'll last all the way through probably Monday, Tuesday. Now, some people feel like, oh, it just happens on that day. Well, the energies start to build right before, and they start to shift right afterwards. So give it, what you do in the first 48 hours, that's a great time to set new intentions. It's a great time for you to really get into the flow of life as well. Okay? All right. So that's the information about that. But we were talking about the angels of families. When this card comes up, especially with the other cards that are on the table, it tells me that there is a discord that has happened. There might have been some estrangement. There might have been an argument or a misunderstanding that was never dealt with or cleared up. Sometimes there are arguments and misunderstandings with our loved ones, especially when we don't have important conversations. Not blow-up conversations, but just sit down and have a civil conversation. Now, that may not happen right away. It may take time for emotions to calm down, for perspectives to shift and change and grow. But give it that time, because these are people that you truly, dearly love. And when we decide to make a decision to cut ourselves off from the people that we love, what we're basically doing is saying to the universe, I don't deserve love. I don't deserve love, and I'm going to separate myself from the people who truly love me. And when we make that decision, we really can start to see how it affects other areas of our life. Because if we tell the universe that we are not loved, what starts to happen is start to block our own blessings. Now, there are times where people are around us. We may love them dearly, but we may need to love them from a distance. They may be that toxic. So start to just evaluate, who is it that you truly, truly, truly wish to embrace, and who do you truly, truly need to let go of, okay? The next card that comes up is the Goddess of Awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity, just in time for that new moon in Pisces. It's a great time to explore. It's a great time to be creative. It's a great time, especially with the first card, with the families. Maybe come up with a creative solution to perhaps remedying the break, because it will be healed and it will be worked out. And the reason we know that is the next card that comes up is the Goddess of Justice. There, around the Goddess of Justice, there are 5 stars. The number 5 is all about changing and shifting and new things happening and embracing those new things. And notice she has in her hand a really big sword. And it says, what seems an injustice is actually a blessing. So you know how they say sometimes God removes us, or the Creator removes us, or the universe removes us from a situation, and oftentimes we're like, no, I want to stay there, I want to fix this. And we don't often allow ourselves a chance to step back and allow to look at it from a perspective of, maybe I'm being protected. So maybe there are conversations that you don't need to hear. Maybe there are behaviors you don't need to experience. Allow what comes up to let it be. I've had a situation in my life that, quite honestly, I can share with you, has broken my heart in many, many pieces. And I finally had to step back and accept it is what it is for right now. Everyone needs to heal and allow it to come up and get worked out, because there are other things going on behind the scenes, and it is important for us to allow the universe to work out those important relationships and allow them to come back together, because they may come back stronger. They may come back in a better way than you could have even imagined. And so sometimes stepping back is the best thing to do. The next card that comes out is the Goddess of Knowledge. Start to apply what you already know and trust your intuition. So if you're someone who is extremely intuitive and you're someone who's extremely perceptive, start to allow what's coming up to come up. Start to listen to your inner voice. Start to look at what is going to heal you. You can always say to the universe, heal me and my family. And since we're talking about families right now, really start to use the knowledge that you have of how to heal yourself. Work on you first. Forgive yourself first. Accept what your responsibility is in a situation. And it could be a misunderstanding happened. It could be a miscommunication occurred. And if you keep pushing up against a closed door, and that's where I finally got to be, I was like, why am I knocking on a closed door? It'll open when it's supposed to. Maybe not in my time, but in divine time, it will open. And it'll be better than it was before. And I had to step way back, and I got to tell you, this was a big, big, big moment for me, because I don't like discord. I think people can be kind to each other. I live with a motto of why make it harder than it has to be. But some people are, I also had to learn to accept that other people are on their own journey. And that sometimes what I think is the solution may not be. Or they may need time to get to a solution that works for all of us. So I say all that to say, if it's around a family situation that has occurred, don't give up. Continue to heal yourself. Continue to love on yourself. Remember, you are enough no matter what someone else has said to you. And when other people are talking to you and saying, really unkind things, they're showing you how much pain they're in. They're showing you how much frustration they're in, how disappointed they are in themselves. And remember that this is it, whatever they're saying, it's not about you. It's about them. They're projecting because they don't know what else to do. And they might not be mature enough to be able to put on the hat and say, I'm an adult. I have responsibility here, and I need to step up to the plate. And oftentimes it's hard to do, especially when another aspect of one's life may be humming along smoothly. Okay? All right? So anyone who's pushing blame at you, if they're saying, oh, you betrayed me, they need to, stop and think to yourself, how did I betray myself? When you're saying to someone, you disappointed me, stop and think, where did I disappoint myself? Turn whatever you're projecting or whatever you're saying to someone else as what they did to you. Look at it as to what you did to yourself. Because as adults, we grow to a place where we start to accept 100% responsibility for how we're showing up in the world. And we are responsible. And it could have been a thought you had where you might have said, give you an example. I'm not sure I want to be around them today. Because every time we're around each other, they push my buttons. And a situation occurs where you're not around them. It could be they got off from work late. It could be, and you went to sleep early. It could be you missed their phone call, so you didn't get their venting and raging. It could be you were on your way to their house and you got a phone call. You were wanted somewhere else. That's you being protected. That's you being looked over. That's you being surrounded by the angels, and they're saying, right now, you haven't heard the conversations we've had. You haven't seen the behavior that we have. You haven't heard how they've talked about you. It is really important that what others are projecting onto you, you don't take it personally. But what you do is invest and see where that's showing up in you. And I know that's hard to do when we flip the mirror on ourselves, but be gentle with yourself when you do that. This isn't a negative blaming game. This is, when was I frustrated with myself? Well, I can think of times I was frustrated with myself. They're saying that they're disappointed in me. Well, when did I disappoint myself? I disappointed myself when I didn't set healthy boundaries. Oh my goodness, now it all makes sense what they were saying. And you don't have to go toe to toe with anyone about what they're saying. That's their perspective. And their perspective is none of your business. It really isn't. Because if you're paying attention to their perspective and you're trying to change to fit their narrative, I have a question for you. Who's taking care of you? Who has your back? Because if you're constantly trying to please someone else and change for someone else and address the issues that they're saying they're having with you, unless you truly can see evidence of it, use that information to know that's how they're feeling about themselves, and change the behavior that you see that could have attracted that to you. That's called being 100% responsible for everything that shows up in our world. Because it shows up for a reason. Okay? All right? Okay. Now, the angels are saying, maybe choose a new direction. For a little while, instead of pushing and knocking on that closed door, maybe decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to put that same energy into my business. I'm going to put that same energy into another relationship that maybe I haven't taken time with. And then start to take some action. And take action in a way that allows you to really begin to hone in on how things are going in your world. Because at the end of the day, it is up to you. It is up to you how this plays out. Now you're saying, how's that possible when someone else is involved? Here's the deal. What we put out is what we attract. So on some level, if we're putting out, I don't like them, that's what you're going to get back. If you put out, this is going to be a very difficult visit. Say you're going to visit a relative. And you could say beforehand to yourself, this is going to be a hard visit for me. But you know what? I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to have a good time. And go there with the idea of having a good time. Having fun along the way with everything else happening. And allow it to be what it is. Accept it is what it is. Maybe they're just a crabby person. Maybe they've got other issues. You don't know everything that's falling apart in their life. And they might be smiling on the outside and being bitter with you, but that really is all about them. Just as when you spew onto someone else, That's all about you. You're just telling someone else, hey, I'm in trouble here. I'm traumatized here. When you say to someone else, you hurt me, did you gave them permission to hurt you? The better thing to say is, I feel hurt. And then really investigate, where is that showing up in your life? See how that starts to work? And then the next thing that comes up is no need to worry, because it's all going to get worked out. Remember, it may not work out in our timing, but it will work out in divine timing. And in the meantime, let go, surrender, give it up to whomever you call your creator, the universe, God, the goddess, Father Sky, Mother Earth, whomever. Isis, Lakshmi, Ganesh. Just start repeating the Ganesh mantra of Om Gum Ganapataye Namaha. Do it for 108 times. Keep doing it whenever it feels like you're being triggered. And start to notice just how healing it can be for you to let go. Now we have a Archangel Michael card that says, pay attention to your dreams. Our dreams are really important right now, especially during Pisces season. And Pisces season ends on March the 19th. So use your imagination. Dream big. Put it out there. I am sentences. I am available. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am loved. I am cared for. I am protected. I am healed. Start to say very empowering things to yourself, okay? And what they're saying is, keep track of your dreams. You could also say to Archangel Michael, thank you for tucking me into bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderfully restful night's sleep. Archangel Michael, I invite you into my dream as my teacher, guide, and healer. Please allow me to understand, and then talk about whatever is coming up. Whatever the situation is, share it with the angels. And then ask to understand it on a spiritual level and be given guidance. That is what the universe is doing. It is giving us guidance. Things are showing up on a spiritual level. We have to trust the process. And that's what we're being asked to do, to trust, to allow the angels to do their job, to allow things to be healed, to allow for everything to happen in divine time. All right? Okay. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up. Share this with someone who may be in need of inspiration. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for coming back. And I hope that you are healthy. I hope that you are safe. And come on back for the weekend read, because you're probably getting this on Thursday, March the 11th. And I pray that each and every one of you is safe, happy, and enjoying your life. Okay? All right. So come on back for another session of Wisdom from the Angels.